Well, this is what happens if you report a rape in Grayling and you have other stuff to do and the cop wants to take your wife down to someplace without you. They seized my phone, said that I'm interfering with an investigation because I told her she could stand up for her rights and tell him to take us home. She didn't even have to go with him. You see? I'm making a video about this right now. I'm talking to the camera. So now there's a whole bunch of cops here. Cops keep pulling up. They act like they're dealing with an armed, dangerous assailant and shit. They may be arresting me or some shit. Who knows? They're out there scaring my wife half to death, you know, with shit. It's like, you know, she's not safe here and they know that, so they're going to threaten her with arresting me. Okay, I left that scene that y'all just saw. That was in response to Amber and me reporting rape on our patio by Cody O'Rourke. And then Officer Paley, I think he developed a crush on my wife, so he didn't want to let me ride down with them because he wanted to get her on the highway alone and romance her probably, I don't know. So she was calling me from the hospital anyway, saying she didn't want to go to Roscommon today, blah, 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 and that she didn't feel comfortable being alone with that guy that far. So it's like, you know, if they won't let me go, she's not going to go bibbity blah. So I had to like really dance around to get this guy to agree to come pick me up. He acted all pissed off about it, like, oh, I'm cock blocking him and shit. No, that's my wife, fool. So then we get down there, and on the way down I was texting Amber because, well, I could tell that she was traumatized already and she didn't want to do it. She didn't get enough sleep. She got dragged out of bed, interrogated by a cop, and then dragged to the hospital. And then they want to drag her down to Roscommon. So we already have fears that because of the shit that's happened to her, that she might be found further incapacitated and lose her freedom, then she won't be able to stay with me. And she has already stated many times that she'd rather die than to lose me. So I was worried, I was concerned that, you know, she's going to be further traumatized by it, and just that, you know, they're violating her rights, they're adding rape on rape, telling her what to do, just like Cody did, you know, instead of letting her choose what she wants to do and choose how she wants to fight it. So, anyway, the cop asked for backup when he called and said he was going back to the house. Pull up at the apartment, all kinds of cops pull up. He comes around to the back of the car, grabs my phone, says he sees my phone, and he's going to charge me with obstructing a police investigation just because they told my wife what her rights are and that she doesn't have to do it today if she doesn't want to. So, if you report a rape in Grayling, you might end up going to jail yourself. That's the message they're sending here. And, you know, Amber already hates cops, so now, you know, she really hates them because, well, they're threatening to take me away from her. They're gonna arrest the victim's husband who protects her, at least on some level, you know. I mean, if I'm not there and this fucker figures it out, he's gonna be there knocking on the door, checking it in, you see. So, this stuff this cop's doing, he's trying to separate me from my wife because I think he developed a crush on her.
I didn't know what kind.
Okay, well, there you see a lot of what's happening just from reporting what may have been a rape, you know. And I reported it thinking that, you know, Officer M. Paley, that he would, you know, figure out if it should be investigated or not. I didn't know that he was going to swoop in. It almost seems like he developed a crush on my wife or something. And, you know, he's gonna pursue it. So, you know, we you know, but he wants to take her to the hospital by himself. Okay, well, it kind of creeped her out, and she called me from the hospital, saying, well, creeped me out. He didn't want to let you come with us. You know, I don't want to go anywhere else with him by myself. So she already said that, you know, if they wanted to take her somewhere else, that she wants me to go with them. She already stated that. And she was in there waiting for the doctor by herself in the room. So then the doctor decides that she needs to go down to Roscommon, post-haste lickety-split. All right? And it seems like, you know, so they didn't want to let me go with them. And I knew that Amber wanted me to go with them, even if I have to wait outside, you see? So, because she didn't want to ride down there by herself with the cops. She's got a phobia about cops, you know? I mean, her brother killed himself because, you know, of cops, right? Ultimately, in her mind. So anyway, I think this cop developed a crush for my wife, and he thinks that he can find legal angle to take her away from me now, you know, just from like my content, the stuff I say in my content, you know, the cartoonish stuff I say when I'm pissed off. Because I've called my wife a vulnerable adult, he wants to play on that and use it legally to try and take her away from me based on stuff that's in the phones that they confiscated. They illegally confiscated our phones today without a warrant. And he scrolled through our texts to each other, and he saw, well, you know, I did tell her when we got down to Roscommon, just tell him to take us home, okay? Because, well, I could feel the energy coming from her, and I could feel it myself. I don't feel good about it. We were kind of afraid, it creeped us out that he wanted to take her by himself, you know, almost like he wants to try and romance her or something, you see? So it kind of freaked her out. She didn't want to get on the road by herself with the cop. I felt like she already inconvenienced herself enough for the day since she's the victim. And then we could just go home and come back and do it another day, right? So what'd the cop do? He called for backup when he brought us home. He had all kinds of cops here, like fucking there's an armed fucking assailant somewhere. And he ran around and grabbed my phone from me, which that's her phone, and her new phone, and took my phone from her. You see? But he didn't take her phone right away. And then he tells me, I'm gonna, if I find that you impeded my investigation by, influencing her not to go in, then I'm going to charge you with that. So he's gonna try and create criminal precedents. You see, everybody knows I try to keep my nose clean because, well, my sister's a cop and I don't want to embarrass her. So this guy's already been in touch with Amber's ex-conservator, stuff like that. He's already looked into, you know, her state, you know, like if she has a guardian and shit, because, well, one of the last things he said, and I have witnesses to this, it was kind of like a veiled threat, almost like he slipped and told his agenda. You know, you called your wife a vulnerable adult in videos and in texts, so, you know, I'm going to regard her as a vulnerable adult or some shit. And if I find that you can't protect her, then I will. You see? Well, you know, he's talking about going through the phones to find out if she's sneaking around doing stuff with her ex-boyfriend, which that's none of his business. That's between me and her. You see? And he's talking about, he's going to use that as like, oh, well, he can't protect her. You see? Well, maybe she's changed since she's done that, and she'll be protectable. All she has to do is not open the door while I'm asleep. She'll be safe as a bedbug, man, you know? So, yeah, I walked over. I couldn't stand to see it. They were traumatizing my wife. They took my phone away from me, and they took her around to the front of the police car, pulled 2 cars up on her, and they were ganged up on her, stood there bitching at her and fucking with her and sitting asking her questions. I don't know what all they asked her, but, you know, now that I see his agenda that he said, the last thing he said was, you know, he's gonna take care of my wife, you know. Well, yeah, too many motherfuckers are trying to do that already, ain't they, right? And in too many criminal ways, which if you treat somebody who's reporting a rape like a criminal, especially, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's like you can't even say shit no more because, well, motherfuckers are going to try and use it to infringe upon Amber's liberties. She's the victim. You see? So it's almost like saying, hey, I'm going to take your wife away from you. I'm going to charge her ability to be free, and I'll make sure she don't fuck around with her ex-boyfriend because, well, I'll have her under a lock and key, and I'll have a phone that she can't call nobody that she wants to call. You see that mentality? It's like that, you know, if somebody fucks up, they fuck up. She was with that guy for 2 years. She loved him, all right? That's why, you know, I just want the truth about it, and I forgive her. But you know as well as I do that there's things that we say to each other that, he could take it, you know, and try to use it. And here's another messed up thing is sometimes Amber's got my phone and she's saying fucked up shit to me from my phone to her phone because I have her phone. So it's like, how is he even going to discern who's saying what to who if that's really like the content he's going to,
he's going to consider. You see? It's like, okay, how are you even going to use that content? You know? Got a lot of noise happening over here. A lot of people talking, little kids and shit. So now I got to go call. Good thing that we retained lawyers. Mm-hmm. I got to go call them now and explain that, hey, well, you know, I got a cop criminalizing us for reporting the rape just because we didn't want to do everything about the investigation the same day. Well, that's what he says. But actually, he's pissed off that I didn't let him ride down to Roscommon with my wife by himself. That's what it really is. And because I didn't let him do that, he wants to criminalize me now. Criminalize me for content, things I say, and private communications, okay? Things that a husband and a wife say to each other, that's like private communication, you see? But he'll try and say some other shit and twist it, you know, by any legality he can. I have character witnesses as to my character. And I've also said in my videos that, hey, wow, you know, I'm not exploitative of my wife in any way. I protect my wife, love her, and care for her. I cook for her. I clean up after her. You see? I do good husband stuff. I sew her clothes, stuff like that. You know? I do the things she needs done. I shave her private parts and give her enemas and stuff, you know? And now this guy, he takes our phones and then, you know, all but forces my wife to agree to go down to get, you know, an intrusive examination. Okay, if she's anally raped, then it's an intrusive examination. Another thing reason I wanted to wait today, instead of walking it all out in one day, was to just see if, like, there's more truth to get to, like maybe she consented and Cody didn't really rape her. Because if Cody didn't really rape her, she should not be filing rape charges against him, you see? So that's another thing I was trying to get to the bottom of it, is if he, like, made her feel like she had to give up the booty, or she just gave up the booty. And I got some texts from my neighbor before my phone was taken today that made me consider Amber's side a little bit more. You know, okay, well, think about children and how they react, you know. People scare them, or they're afraid of what their reaction might be, so they'll present things a certain way or say shit, and they'll do shit. And Cody took advantage of that and manipulated your wife, and, you know, stuff like that. You see, it's like she talked about it, and then, okay, then she don't know how to react. You know, she's caught between a rock and a hard place with you. You know, she doesn't know how to handle it with you because, well, what happened, you see? Now, you know that we've been staying up at night watching for Cody. You see what I'm saying? To come back. And now we don't even have a phone to call 911. And this guy is taking our phones to try and criminalize us for not obeying him. You see? Refusal to obey. You know? Because he wanted to do shit right away because he thought he was going to go driving down the road with my wife by his side. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what he envisioned. He's going to reach over and hold her hand. What? What are you going to say to her? Okay? You creeped her out that don't want her husband in the back seat. You see? You already creeped her out. So it's like, you know, yeah, she expressed the first phone call from the hospital. Okay, I don't like that he made me ride, didn't want to let you ride with us. And I don't want them taking me anywhere else that you don't go with me. You see? She already expressed it that, hey, if we were going to Roscommon from here, you're going with me. She already got me to agree to it. And then this guy doesn't want to take me. And then he doesn't want to let me drop the dog off. You see? So, yeah, I took my dog and walked over to Lisa's house because, well, I couldn't stand to be here watching them do what they were doing to Amber. It was almost like watching her get gang raped. These police scaring her like they were, you know, and bullying her, you know, literally going to bully her into doing stuff she doesn't want to do. She didn't want to go down to Roscommon. She already expressed that she didn't want fucking to go without me for sure. But she did say, you know, if they want me to go somewhere else, I'm thinking I just want to go home. And if they want to take me without you, I'm not going, you see? So I agreed to go, and then the cop didn't want to come get me. But then he's going to say that I'm trying to impede the investigation. Well, time we get down there, I'm starting to see Amber's side of it, and I'm starting to feel, you know, a little bit imposed upon. I'm fucking sick. My fucking blood pressure's been high all day. and I haven't ate yet. You know, it's like shit, man. I was making us breakfast. I thought you'd have her back from the hospital. We could just be done. And I didn't know that she didn't have the physical examination done. I thought they did that part at the hospital. So the only thing I thought we were looking at was, okay, she's got to go talk to somebody. She can actually talk to somebody on the phone or through Zoom. I mean, you know, had her phone not been took, right? She could actually talk to somebody through, you know, just talk to them on the phone. You see? So that's all I thought. Hey, well, we can have her go in and talk later, you know? And maybe when she talks again, she'll be a little bit clearer, more concise, and maybe there wasn't a rape. Maybe it was consensual. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I mean, if you're not there, you don't know. You see? Now, I tend to believe that the dude was very manipulative, and he took advantage of his ability to manipulate her. That's what I believe. And, you know, I can take care of her. Now I'm put in a position where no matter what, I have to stay up at night. So I'm not going to get no sleep, yo, because I got to stay up all night, and I don't have a phone to call 911. You see? So I might have to resort to violence, and it'll be because this cop caused it, you see? Because, well, I couldn't just call 911 on the guy. He's got my phones because he wants to try and criminalize me for being a good husband. You see? That's ultimately what it is I'm trying to be a good husband to my wife. My wife has a few issues, you see? They're not big enough issues that he can say, oh, she can't take care of herself or he can't protect her. He called her a vulnerable adult. Yeah, well, I called my ex-wife who had 138 IQ fucking retarded. So there you go. You can't go by my words, what I say. I'm on SSI for it, yo. I say shit. So, yeah, I say mean shit. I know how to use words to cut shit up. It's what I've been doing all my life. I come from an Italian family of mean motherfuckers, man. So, yeah, I mean, it says some shit, but, you know, it doesn't mean shit. Words don't mean shit. Actions speak louder than words. So this cop who has a crush on my wife is sitting right now scrolling through my private communications. I really feel violated and raped. And that's why I'm going to see if my lawyers might pick this up, because, well, we hired some good lawyers, and they might want to pick this up, too. This is a violation of rights all the way, especially when you're the victim. Okay, you're the victim, and you don't feel good. You don't feel like doing this shit, but they want to make you do it anyway. You see? She wasn't up to doing this shit today. She, you know, gave him of her time to go talk to him, and then he decides, oh, well, she was raped, and he's going to take her away and drive to the hospital with my wife, and then take my wife down the road, you know, like he's going out on a date or some shit. It's like, no, man. Your job is not to make the motherfucking victim feel uncomfortable, and it's sure not to criminalize him and fucking goddamn get all petty about fucking some dumb shit. Motherfucker said some shit. Motherfucker's tired and sick, and he told you before fucking goddamn he called you self-imposing on the day like that. It could have waited till tomorrow. If all she was going to do was talk. See, but nobody tells me shit. So I don't know there wasn't a physical examination. Well, yeah, time is of an essence. We should have did it today. I do agree. Since, you know, the physical examination was going to get done down there, that it should have been done today. But see, that's where nobody tells me anything, so he didn't say, hey, you know, the physical examination didn't get done. She has to go in here for this to happen. Oh, okay. All right. Well, before she didn't get a physical examination, so I just thought they did it at the hospital. You see? I didn't really think about shit. You know, it's like, it's been a hard fucking week. I'm sleep deprived. I'm angry, and now I feel assaulted, and I'm like my wife. She's walking around in a daze, scared. She's so scared this guy's gonna fuck with her liberty, her ability to be free and be with me. She's so afraid that fucking somebody's gonna take me away from her, especially now that she needs me more than ever. You know, dudes are showing up at the door wanting to check in ass, you see? So, and it's like, you shouldn't feel that way from a cop. A cop shouldn't make you feel that way. And he shouldn't want to take your phones, talk to prosecutors about taking your phone because he wants to criminalize you because he wants to try and romance your wife. Okay? If my wife wanted to be with you, you know she wants to be with you. She don't want to be with you, yo. I already tried packing her up so she could go a couple different times, and she didn't leave. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay. She asked me to drop the divorce. She actually begged me to, and I did. I packed my shit up because I was going to go. Fucking, she asked me to stay, and I stayed. These are adult decisions, and not he wants to try and find in the phone that, oh, she's doing stuff with Dylan behind my back. So that would, compel me to think that she's not making very good decisions now because, you called her a vulnerable adult. Well, yeah, I called my ex-wife retarded too. It's like it doesn't mean that she really is. Amber's a very dynamic person. They took both our phones, and she had an old phone in there that's not even connected to nothing. She downloaded an app to fucking contact my ex-wife about getting a ride over to the house. And she got there, and the cop was standing there talking to me. The cop, who I think has a crush on my wife, and that's why it angered him so much that I didn't want to let him just tell her what to do. Too many people are doing that, and they're especially doing it over this rape shit, She just had to jump through all kinds of hoops for the lawyers and shit. It's like, damn, dude, can we get a break from this for a minute, Just for a quick fucking minute. So, what I hoped, Amber would just say, hey, yeah, I fucked these guys, I willingly did it, and then it's just an issue between me and her, and I don't have to involve police or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? And then, she goes and texts me something to that effect, or that it didn't happen, or it wasn't rape, or some shit, or they never touched me, or some other shit. Well, I know that she was touched, and I know that she was damaged, and I know that she was bruised. And that's what the cop doesn't. He wants to take that and use that as fucking evidence against her mentality. See, he wants to criminalize my wife for her mentality so that he can fucking goddamn separate her from me, to put himself in the running for her. Like, she'd even want to look at him twice after this shit. She doesn't even want to go do the fucking examination tomorrow now. Now that he took the phones, she's like, I'm not going. I'm not going to be up. I don't have a phone to set an alarm. You see? Which, that's true. We don't have a phone to set an alarm. So what are we supposed to do? Her conservator is supposed to text us to come out to the parking lot to get the checks, our checks, that we're supposed to get this week. She's not going to be able to do that. She's just going to think Amber's sleeping or something and fucking goddamn get pissed off and leave. She's not going to realize the cop treated us like criminals and took our phones. He wanted to criminalize me because he developed a hard-on for my wife, and now fucking he's not going to let it go. So I don't know, man. Maybe the lawyers can give me some recourse. I know that they'll at least be able to sue after the effects, but how much more is Amber going to have to go through at the hands of these cops? This is like watching her get raped, for real. I mean, when I saw them all ganged around her, she's just a kid, man. Don't fuck with her. Don't fuck with my wife, man. She's already traumatized. You freaked her out and creeped her out today. She just wanted to go home. I don't see what the crime was in wanting to go home. There was no crime perpetuated, but I'm being criminalized. For being an adult who wanted to make a decision, and, for wanting to help my wife stand behind her adult decision, which she said she didn't want to go to Roscommon today, fucking goddamn, when she was first asked about it. You see? And that's what she told me. Well, I told him I didn't want to go. So the cop's saying, I was standing right there. I heard, la, 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 la. Oh, then you heard her say that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't really want to go today. So it's almost like this guy's trying to steal my wife. I'm very disturbed by this shit. I want to take my wife and run far, far enough that, he doesn't have any legal ability to touch my wife and her life. Because, well, damn. I was already contemplating taking her out of Grayling because of Cody, you see? Get her over, somewhere safe like Boyne or something where, he can't get to her. He'll play hell getting to her fucking at my brother's house. You see? So, yeah, I was hoping to maybe do that or something. It's like, this guy took our phones out. I don't know what the fuck he thought we were supposed to do, taking both phones, because, well, he wants to establish something that's not there. And he's going to try and use what's not there to criminalize Amber for her condition and criminalize me for saying shit. You see, just for saying shit. Oh, you manipulated her to not go in. No, I didn't. She didn't want to come down here. I manipulated her to go ahead and come down here. And then I thought about it and how fucking I'm forcing her to do something she didn't want to do. So I manipulated her to go to the fucking exam in Roscommon. Yes, I did. I manipulated her to go to the hospital. Yes, I did. I manipulated her to report it to the police if it was rape. Yes, I did. Okay? Now, what she sent the cop wasn't fucking anything talking about her being raped. It was her telling me that the rape didn't happen. Because, well, she wanted me to believe that she didn't get touched by him, you know? But she had the bruises that she was getting from having sex with him before. So, I don't know. See, it's like, I want to get to the truth and get to the bottom of it. I'm not all gung-ho, happy to try and jump on shit and criminalize shit. And I sure would never get, this trivial with, a victim. Hey, I'm a victim just like my wife, right? And I'm a vulnerable adult too, so what are you going to do? That's just a classification to give you your SSI. It doesn't mean that you can't take care of yourself. Amber takes care of herself just fine. She can pay her bills on time. She doesn't spend the money before she pays the bills. She can shop. She can cook. She can clean. She functions totally fine. There's nothing wrong with this chick. You'd think that she just has a speech impediment. Okay? So it's like if you didn't know Amber very well, you just talked to her for a minute, you wouldn't know that anything about her. But you see, they find out when they go ganging up on her and making her feel like she's getting gang raped by cops, It's like, that's how she described it to me. Well, it felt just like what Cody did, only they didn't touch me sexually. Wow. So you're telling me that cops made you feel like you were being gang raped, but they didn't touch you sexually. Damn, I can see how that's how I felt when I was looking at it. I even filmed it. I felt compelled to take my camera out and film it. They got my wife surrounded, man, like she's a criminal. They're criminalizing her because she just didn't want to go fucking do an examination today. Do you see? Criminalize a rape victim. Crushing cop. Gonna criminalize me. You see? Well, my ex-wife, who I was with for 30 years, who I still hang out with, can attest to my character. She'll tell him, hey, wow, he's not exploitative of her, and he does take care of her. He protects her. He'll stay up all night to protect her. That's what he does now, you see? So he'll stay up all night to protect her, and you're going to fucking try and take her away from him? That's messed up. You're going to try and say she's not making very good decisions? Wow, that's how her family was. They wanted to criminalize her for her decisions and put her in an AFC home. That's pretty messed up. This kid wanted to run from Grayling. And if we just would have ran from Grayling a month ago like she wanted to do, Cody wouldn't have got to her again, and I wouldn't have to let these cops, perpetuate what they're doing. There's a little gang bang they're pulling on her, because, well, this is a gang bang. It's just different. They're not attacking her sexually. They're attacking her mentally and attacking her liberty, you see? They want to attack her liberty and take her liberty away from her and make sure that fucking she can't make her own choices because, well, he doesn't think she's making very sound choices right now. It's not your place to decide if she's making sound choices. I'm her husband. As long as fucking she ain't something happening to her and her getting raped in her own apartment because the management hired a fucking goddamn rapist for a manager, that's not her fucking fault, nor is it mine. You can't criminalize me for what somebody else did to my wife, man. He did fucking the one assault that we're reporting right now right there at the fucking door, man. What the fuck more do you expect? Oh, I don't feel like she's making sound decisions right now. Okay, yeah. That wasn't a sound decision to open the door, I know. I'm asleep. I'm right there. It wasn't a sound decision, and that's why they want to rush through investigations and sit, because, well, we're going to waste resources. And what if she decides, to say it happened differently? What if she says, I consented to it. I wanted to go out there with him. Okay, well, then there you go. Ain't no reason to do an examination because that's what you wanted, you see? And you never know. If you waited a day, they might have been what would have came out. Now she might say it just to get out from under having to fucking do anything the cop wants her to do, because now she's really pissed off about this shit. You don't take a person like this phone, man. That's all she's got is a phone. And it's like now she don't got that. And she's the one, she's the victim. Remember, she endangered victim. This is an endangered victim now, an endangered rape victim, all because the cop wants to criminalize her for her mentality and criminalize me because he's got a crush on her and wants to take her away from me. So this is what can happen if you fucking call the police, over a rape charge in Grayling. The rapist won't go to jail, but the cop might fucking decide he's gonna fucking crush up on your wife. And you see, this is just sad and sick. I'm already fucking traumatized, yo. And now this is even more traumatizing. This cop is traumatizing me with his little agenda to try and fucking fuck with my wife's freedom and fuck with her ability to be with me. That is just horrible. So it's like, look out, vulnerable adults. If you're classified as a vulnerable adult and you get raped, you better not report it. Because, a cop might crush on you and decide he's going to fuck with your life as you know it.
I'm never giving up, 'cause I'm a man in love. I'll be here to hold you. Anything you need, it's more than I told you. My feelings go that deep. Eyes are filled with rain and you're busted by the pain. I'll hold you through the storm till my shoulders are tear stained. You're gonna get my love and know my love is real. You'll know as I reciprocate the way you make me feel. Blinded by the light, lightly flitters through your hair. If it's empty by your side, I'm longing to be there. We belong together, 'cause you have my heart. We belong together, 'cause it hurts to be apart.